So I was gonna say everything should be like great or nail
Trust me, you don't like it ready like this.
it.
They're harder than I am most of the time. Also, if you check, if you use the phone, you go and check and make sure,
Oh,
if you use it, you have, there's a button on it.
cut it back on.
Hey everybody, I wasn't here on the first speech, so to introduce myself, my name is Briana Darden, and today I will be giving a career speech on juvenile justice, or, sorry, can I start over? This is my first one, please. Alright, well, starting over. Hello everyone, my name is Briana Darden. Today I will be informing you about forensic technicians, or as some of you may know as CSI, SVU. This sound may be familiar to some of you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, today I will be informing you of the duties, some of the education requirements, earnings, and some new information about latent evidence. Starting off, latent evidence is basically saying that something that is hidden or is missing. So that can go as far as someone's skin fragments, a piece of hair. It could be something as simple as somebody left a cigarette or a piece of gum or something somewhere. That's what you could think of when it comes to latent evidence. You can also go by, say like, I'm an investigator going to somebody's house and I noticed that there's a TV stand but no TV. What can I tell you? Somebody stole the TV. It's another thing for latent evidence. Some of the duties, according to the EATR's forensic tech website, or responsibilities are basically you respond with any kind of forensic team. That could be if somebody can call you. You can be in the office or in the lab working on fingerprints, and your detective can call you and say, we need you at a car accident scene, or we need you at a robbery scene, or we need you at a domestic violence scene, or anything like that. Those all cover latent evidence. Whether it be, you can be a patrol officer or you can be just a basic lab technician. Anytime your deputy calls you and they tell you you need to do fingerprints for anything, that's your job. Fayetteville Tech, the curriculum explains that you can have an associate's degree and still be a forensic technician, but you have to have at least 2 years experience. Does that make sense to everybody? So right now, I'm a first semester senior, and after next October, I'll be graduating. So with my year experience in school, that doesn't count towards my 2 years. Everybody got that? Your 2 years doesn't start until after you actually receive your degree. Makes sense? Some of the other requirements to become a latent evidence technician is you have to do a polypath. Everybody know what that is?
No.
AKA a lie detector test. And with these polypaths, they give them to you as soon as you fill out your application to be a latent evidence or latent evidence instructor. Or if you want to be, say you want to talk to students about your latent evidence career. Something with that, anything that you want to do, if you have to discuss latent evidence or an education of latent evidence, you have to have a polypath test taken, as well as a background check. Now, with this background check with latent evidence, if you, say when you were 16, 15, you got to fight at school. Police were called and they put it on your record. Now you want to be a criminal justice student or you want to do something in that field. Since you have that on your record, even though it happened so many years ago, it still counts. Which means you will not be able to do anything in a criminal justice field. The only things that can be on your record that won't affect you are traffic violations. Those go as far as even if you're in a vehicle accident, that can also affect you because you have to have an accurate license as well as insurance to be a latent evidence investigator. So there's some things that most people don't know. As far as the earnings, Fayetteville Equal Opportunity Employer website says that any latent evidence professor or instructor, as well as anything else that's in that field, can make up to $24 an hour. That doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you've been in this field for 3 or 4 years, it doesn't matter. The most you can make is depending on your experience, 24 hours, $24 you're starting at. And that's annually $33,000 to $50,000 a year. So that's not too bad, but I mean, it depends on where your mindset is. As of what's new, they have something that's called a live scan fingerprint scanner. Well, a live scan fingerprint examiner. And if some of you watch old movies, you see that they use an ink pad to take fingerprints. Now they have something that looks something like this. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's basically like a, one of them is set up as a laptop and something as small as where your receipt comes at a grocery store. You know how small it is? That's this. They do your index, they do all your fingers separate, then they put all four of your, your regular fingers, I guess. You use your four, and then they do your palm as well. Before, they just used to take your four fingers and your thumb. Now they have to take your palm prints because back in the days when they used the ink pads, people have been able to corrupt them. How? I have no idea, but they've been able to do it, and people have been convicted, falsely convicted, of different crimes. And as you can see, late 80s, the printer is more, looks like elementary school printers. And as we get closer to 2012, 2013, we have more of a laptop, and still the same scanner, but it's a bigger size now. Why? Because they simply have to, the simple ways to put it, they pretty much have to make sure that any and everything possibly, they can make sure that it's not gonna affect the fingerprints. Does that make sense to everybody? Because like sometimes people can try and print it down themselves, and they can miss the core of the fingerprint. The core is the most important part of your fingerprints, because that's basically telling them your identification. And they also send this information to every, they send it to every recruiting office, any law investigation offices all across the world, just like your fingerprint. And that's simply gonna tell them if you have anything on your record, if you have a warrant or anything like that. In conclusion, the most important part of being a crime scene investigator is to pay attention to details. Just as of earlier, if I told you to walk into a crime scene and you see a TV stand but no TV. That could be as simple as you can go in somebody's apartment and see there's nothing missing, but there's a dead body in here. Something happened, but you had to figure out what happened. You tell your story with your information that you get of your evidence. Fingerprints, missing things, was there breaking and entering, forced entry, was there some kind of struggle, things like that. And in closing, I basically chose this career simply because I feel like the forensic technician side is the most important part in criminal justice. Because there are plenty of people that are falsely accused, falsely investigated, or just stereotyped. So it's a lot to think about, but I mean, it's a pretty great career because it basically pertains of what goes on in people's lives and how they choose to deal with their lives in the situations. So, thanks.